We are live. Welcome back to Earle Sports Bets MLB 2023 season previews. We are moving on to the Central Division of the American League. We're going to be talking the 2023 Cleveland Guardians today. This is an interesting team. This is going to be an interesting division, I think, to break down because when we look at it, we'll get into it. Not many moves in this division. This felt like this division was kind of silent. We ready to get into some Cleveland Guardians here?
Nope.
Okay. Up now.
Yes.
All right. We're looking at the additions / re-signings and the subtractions here, and this list looks kind of barren. For the additions / re-signings, Mike Zunino, Zach Collins, and Josh Bell. The subtractions, Austin Hedges, Oscar Mercado, Brian Shaw, and Kirk McCarty. For this, I think Austin Hedges is probably their biggest loss. He was an everyday starter for them last year. Other than that, I don't really see too much of a loss there on the subtractions. And Zunino's a nice little. I want to say he's going to be the starting catcher for this year, and potentially Cam Gallagher will take over as that catcher in that catcher's role. He was a free agent that they got that they invited. It was a non-roster invitee to spring training. We'll see what he does there. Overall for this team, obviously they didn't make many moves, but did they really need to make many moves is the question mark. Their pitching was awesome. Their bullpen was awesome. Their rotation was good. I think they went out and actually got something they needed here, Tim. They needed a power bat in the middle of their lineup, and I think Josh Bell definitely helps that for them here. So I like the addition of Josh Bell. That's all I can really say about this team because they didn't really do much in the offseason here. Which when we get to the next tab, we can understand why they didn't do much. But I like the Josh Bell addition.
There's a reason why the AL Central was very quiet during the offseason. You look at the teams. Minnesota, Chicago. Oh, Chicago's not really, but Minnesota, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Detroit. They're all small market teams. None of them are big market teams. Chicago is. Chicago's a big market team. They should be spending money, but that's beyond the point. So I understand why the Central divisions are weaker, and it's the same deal with the National League side, minus Chicago. All the other teams are kind of in small market cities. So when you look at it, I understand why this like this. They went and picked up two catchers, and Zach Collins, who I believe was on Toronto.
White Sox and Blue Jays.
White Sox. He was White Sox last year. My bad. And Zunino, so a former All-Star, and then Josh Bell was probably one of their best pickups. Hedges, Mercado, Shaw, McCarthy. Hedges is going to hurt, but I think they replaced him just fine with Josh Bell. Not really much to do. Not really much with the addition subtractions. So not really much to talk about here. I do like the addition of Josh Bell, though.
Yeah, which will move us on to, and this is why they didn't make many moves here, because looking at their top prospects here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 top 100 prospects. 6 of them are projected, according to MLB.com, to reach the MLB this year. Daniel Espino, right-handed pitcher, 22 years old. He was pretty solid last year in Double-A Akron. In 2022, a 2.45 ERA. He was pretty solid. My boy.
Our boy.
Yeah, I know Jose was saying my baby boys. This is my boy right here, Gavin Williams. I got to see him pitch in college, the former East Carolina Pirate. He last year pitched in high A ball and Double A ball, where he had a combined 5-4 record, 1.96 ERA, and 25 starts. He looked great. He's probably going to start the year in AAA, and I wouldn't be surprised if later in the season you see him make his debut. I am definitely looking forward to watching him pitch in the major leagues after being able to watch him pitch in college. Probably have a little bit of bias with him, but I'm going to be betting on him because I think I saw the way he pitched, and I really like Williams. They have a good outfielding prospect, George Valeria, number 51 prospect. He's projected to come up. They've got a couple catchers, and they have another catcher coming up. Bo Naylor is another guy that's coming up who should be pretty good. He last year did not have any. He actually had five games in the major leagues, had 8 at-bats, and struck out 5 times. So he struggled when he did come up to the majors, but I mean, that was 8 at-bats. Tanner Bibby is going to be in Double-A this year, but he could come all the way up. He's projected probably at the end of the year. And Brian Rocchio, shortstop, second base prospect, who last year for Akron and the AAA affiliate Columbus had a 257 batting average, of 420 slug in 132 games played. He also had 18 home runs, so he's got a little bit of pop there. The 75 prospect. So obviously, this is why they didn't make many moves in the offseason, is because they have guys up and coming where they did not need to make the moves and they did not need to spend the money because they have the players coming up here. So this is a team where I have a feeling they're going to be very similar to Baltimore, except for a stronger pitching staff. Where what are we going to get out of these guys? That's the biggest question for me. And are some of these now? Here's another question here, Tim. Are these prospects or are they trade pieces? I mean, they have multiple catchers. Is Bo Naylor somebody they're going to ship out for if they're trying to compete this year? Is Valeria or Williams going to be shipped out this year because they're trying to compete? Who knows? But yeah, I really like the prospects for this team. I'm trying to figure out how to read this team for this year. I like a different team in this division, but this is a very interesting Cleveland team. I liked them last year.
Yeah. Once again, it's kind of similar to all the teams. I don't really pay attention to the farm systems all that often. Obviously, we've been following our boy Gavin Williams for his career so far. It's going to be exciting to see him come up because we got to see him pitch in Greenville, so that was pretty cool. But very solid. I remember that super regional game where he went head to head with, I believe, Kamar Rocker
and Vanderbilt. Yeah, and they both went 8 innings.
And it was one.
Yeah, Rocker went 9. He went 8. Yeah, gave up a run.
Yeah, so that was a fantastic. Like, I mean, it wasn't a good. We lost, but it
hell of a
still
yeah.
Crazy game. But our boy Gavin, I'm excited to see him up. Espino, hopefully he's better than Paulo Espino, who was not really that good with Washington. Other pieces, you got to think, just because, I mean, you're going to look at this. Cleveland is a team that wants to win now, but they're also a team for the future.
Absolutely.
So could these pieces be tradeaways? A couple of them, maybe. I don't see them trading away like a bunch of them. Maybe 1 or 2 they trade away. Hopefully it's Gavin Williams to New York. Anyways, but this farm system obviously pretty strong.
Ranked 5th, which actually when I was looking at the rankings for the farm systems here that on the site that I get those numbers from, the number 2 team was very surprising actually, considering what we think about that one team. Because when we look at the farm system, number 2 team is the Dodgers. So
no, that makes sense.
That could be a lot of trade pieces. Yeah,
they shit out talent.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, that's the prospects for this one. We're gonna move on here. Their starting lineup and rotation here. I'll read it out here, and then we'll let Tim go first on this one here. What do you think about the lineup, the rotation, and the bullpen? Quan will be leading off. Rosario, Ramirez, Bell, Josh Naylor, not Bo Naylor, not the prospect. Andreas Jimenez, Oscar Gonzalez, Mike Zunino, Miles Straw. Their rotation consists of Tristan McKenzie, Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie, Cal Quantrill, Aaron Savali, and Zach Plesac. And their rotation is Cody Morris, Tim Herron, Eli Morgan, Angel de los Santos, Trevor Stephen, James Karinchuk, and Emmanuel Clase. So what's your thoughts on this? And then I'll go after you.
I'll tag on the lineup real quick. I think it's a little bit lackluster. I think they're gonna be a under team. That I feel like they're very similar to the Tampa Bay Rays. Stephen Kwan, I love his ability. He's fast. He doesn't have too much pop. He's a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a solid year. Abed Rosario had a career year last year. Do I see it happening again? I don't know. Jose Ramirez is always an MVP candidate, and the 1-2 of him and Bell in the lineup is going to be great. Other than that, after that, Josh Naylor, I don't know. Andres Jimenez had a career year. I don't think he follows it up. And then the bottom of the lineup, Oscar Gonzalez, I think he'll be all right. Zanino's not a big bat. He had his one good year where he made the All-Star team. Other than that, nothing really. And then Straw is not a power hitter. He hits for average a little bit, but I feel like this Cleveland lineup has a lot to be desired. But when you look at the rotation, Bieber, if he could stay healthy, solid piece. Tristan McKenzie, we love batting him. Betting him last year. Cal Quantrill, the GOAT. I remember he was the the first 5 king last year. You always backed him in the first 5. Aaron Savali, Zach Plesac, solid 4-5 in the rotation, and that bullpen's solid. Emmanuel Clase is going to be one of the best closers in baseball again. Karen Check should be pretty solid, and I love Eli Morgan in the bullpen rather than a starter. He'll probably be more of a long reliever. I really like that position for him, but my big problem with this one, it's kind of the same deal as Tampa. I'm not a big fan of the lineup minus a couple of players, which is Quan, Ramirez, Bell. That's just me.
Yeah. And looking at it here, I can understand that. Yeah, I love Quan. I think he's somebody who he is a professional hitter. He's a great hitter to start that lineup with. He's a very tough strikeout, and all that. Rosario, I like Rosario. I think the top of the lineup's great with Ramirez and Bell after that. Ramirez, if he wasn't playing in Cleveland, he's an MVP. If he wasn't a Guardian or an Indian, if he hasn't been playing in Cleveland his entire career, he would be an MVP because he plays in Cleveland. I think that's his problem. And that, I mean, if you're looking to bet any futures with this team, players wise, Jose Ramirez win the MVP. There's stupider bets out there.
Yeah.
Josh Bell, love this addition. Gives you a little bit of pop in the middle of that lineup. Josh Naylor is hit or miss. Andres Jimenez, he was a great young prospect for the Mets. And he's looked good with the Guardians. I think he can be good again. I can agree that this team could be an under team because of their rotation. Bieber, McKenzie, Quantrill, Savali, Plesac, love them all. This is a team that I really do like. I think they can make the playoffs, and I think this is a team that's going to fight with the Twins on the top of the division. I think that this is a top 2 team in this division. And this is one of those teams where I'm a first 5 unders type of guy. I feel like I wouldn't be too scared about playing full game unders with this team because of the back of their bullpen. Trevor Stephen is awesome. Karen Chuck is awesome. Clase is one of the best closers in baseball. So this is a team that I would not have problems playing a full game under with. Like that this bullpen truly makes me feel okay with trusting them 9 innings. Will I bet first full game unders? Probably not, because that's something I don't do. But this is definitely a team where if I had to, I would trust them to do that. But yeah, I really like this rotation. I really like this bullpen. I really like unders with this team. This is a team that's going to produce plenty of unders this year.
There you go.
And we'll move on here to our favorite part of the show, really, is how we're going to make money with this team. Cleveland Guardians, futures odds, 87 is their win total. It's minus 125 for the over. To make the playoffs, minus 150, yes. Plus 120, no. To win the AL Central is plus 145. To win the AL in general is $8. To win the World Series is 14-1. This is a tough team that I feel like if you go ahead and bet Guardians and the Twins to win the division, you're going to come out profitable. I don't see the White Sox winning this division. I see one of either of those 2 teams doing that. To win the American League, this can be a sneaky team if you want to take a shot with them like that. It's not the team I want to take a shot with. I mean, I'm probably going to have Astros futures. But is there another team you want to take a shot with in the American League? I would say the Rays are a better option. I would say probably the Mariners are a better option. I would say the Yankees are a better option. I think this Guardians team is going to be good. Are they going to be a 90-win baseball team again? I don't know. And that's the thing. I like a couple other. I like a different team in this division. Obviously, you've heard me say the Twins. Spoiler to I think tomorrow's show because I think we're going over the Twins tomorrow. I can't wait because I like this Twins team. But this is going to be an interesting division. 87 wins. I can see them picking. They can go over this. I think could be an 88 to 90 win baseball team because they still get a decent amount of games against the Tigers. They still get a decent amount of games against the Royals. The White Sox are very hit or miss, so I can see them winning games like that. Do I want to make any futures with this team? Probably not. If I'm looking to make any future with this team, it's Jose Ramirez to win the MVP. I think there's dumber bets out there. I think if I had to bet anything, maybe take a shot with them to win the pennant. Why not? 8-1. But no, I'm good. This is a tricky team for me. I think this 87 number could be really sharp, and this team finishes at 87 wins. I don't know what to do with this team, so it's going to be ending up probably a small bet on Jose Ramirez to win the MVP, and that's it.
I do have one thing for this team, and the lines kind of just they're weird. Why are they only minus 150 to make the playoffs?
Because you're basically betting on them to win their division.
Exactly. So I feel, and I'm going to take one of these. I feel like if you bet them to miss the playoffs and take them to win the AL Central, you're going to hit one of them.
Oh.
I think you're going to hit one of them, but I'm only going to play one. I'm going to play them to miss the playoffs. I will say when I look through for the AL, I'm a lot higher on another team from this division. It's not the Twins. I'm higher on Chicago. We'll talk about them in 2 days. I think they win the division. And when it comes to it, I think only one Central team makes it because you get Houston and Seattle. And I think you get Yankees, Toronto, Baltimore. Those are my three. Those would be my 6 teams that make the playoffs. And I think Cleveland gets left out. So I'll take a shot. It's not going to be a huge bet. I'm going to take Cleveland to miss the playoffs. Plus 120. I would take the win total under, but I feel like they can get 87, 88 wins and still miss the playoffs. So
yeah,
I'm going to take them. Playoffs, no. No playoffs this year for the Gardens. Everybody loves them. I'm going to fade it.
Yeah, I could see that. I think this is a second place in the Central type of team.
Fair enough. And I am starting to keep a document of all my futures bets. So,
me too.
Guardians, no playoffs for me.
Yep. But that is everything for the Guardians here for this one. Shorter shows when we don't have guests on. We'll be doing the Minnesota Twins tomorrow. I'm excited to talk Minnesota there. And then the White Sox the next day. And then the Tigers and the Royals, or the Royals and the Tigers. We'll probably have to
We'll see what day is better for Lenny.
I was going to say the exact same thing. We'll see what day Lenny wants to do. We'll do the Tigers that day. We'll do the Royals the other day. But yeah, that's going to just about do it for this one. Anything you want to give out before we head on out here?
Nope. All is good.
All right. Then let me find the outro button, and we're going to head on out. Good luck with everything tonight. I'll be back. I will be back with Pimp Slap Play of the Day, Mike M, and picks from Dave for a live stream tonight. I think the highlighted game is the Nuggets game, but there'll be hockey going on. There'll be Vancouver and Nashville at that time. There'll be the Kings at that time. So we'll be doing a live bet stream for that as well. But that's going to do it for tonight. Catch you guys in a little bit, and peace out.